Good afternoon. My name is Ahmet Kayhan. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Zingat. Zingat is a first-hand real estate information and marketing platform. Before going forward, I'd like to know who I'm talking with. How many investors do we have in the room? Okay, majority is entrepreneurs. Perfect. So I'm an entrepreneur as well. This is my second startup. Before Zingat, I live between Dubai and Istanbul. Our headquarters is in Dubai for the first business that we set up. Basically, my background, I'm in the online information business for the last 16 years. Before setting up Zingat, I was the founder and the CEO of, and currently the CEO of REIDIN.com, the world's first real estate information company focusing on emerging markets. We do business in around 17 emerging countries. We gather data from governments, we gather data from the real estate construction companies, we have field research groups, we have around 2,000 data partners. So we are a real estate big data company under REIDIN. Why we set up Zingat is another question. Like 2 years ago, we found out that we are sitting on top of around like 20-25 million properties data. And there are lots of questions in the minds of the real estate investors, sellers, buyers, governments, banks, you name it. And there is no platform, open platform, where people can answer the top questions. So I would like to show you our journey, how we came to Zingat, what Zingat means. Zingat means literally property in Hungarian, knowledge in Malay, and trust in Filipino. So let's start. Turkey is in the, as everyone you've been hearing for the last 3 days, is an emerging market. It's in the center of a very, very interesting area with lots of money, lots of people, population, and it's a highly real estate-driven economy. But how real estate-driven? I would like to tell you first, starting with the market. There are, last year only, in Turkey, 2.3 million properties registered. This is the official numbers with the Land Register of Turkey. This number is a function of around 1.1 trillion lira, which is around then currency of that time, is around like $400 billion of real estate transactions. You can multiply this by 3 or 4, thinking that the actual property registration value in Turkey to prevent paying extra tax is around 1/3 or 1/4 of the actual value. So we are looking at a much bigger market than this. So we are looking at 1 million property permits given last year for construction. Around 30% of this construction permits are converting into real estate projects. And around last year, and it's average around like 600 to 700,000 occupancy permits, it's a massive market. By looking only these numbers, you can say Turkey is within the top 5 real estate markets in the world by number of transactions, by supply, by demand, and by the volume. So we're looking at residential sales around $105 billion registered. We estimate this around $400 billion of real estate transactions. Again, going back to this, think about this way. In Turkey, there is no single product that you can hedge yourself against the real estate market, liquid, that you can transact, you can know about what's going on. Okay, let's continue. So the size of our mortgage market, which is a 6-year-old market, is around $50 billion. There is an interesting statistic about this, effect about this. Basically, Turkish real estate mortgage market, real estate finance market, has one of the lowest default rate in the world. One of the lowest default rate in the world. And in average, Turkish population, Turkish citizen, do get a 6-year-long loan. So we have a massively overvalued, undervalued, promising real estate mortgage market with lots of upside. This is also an interesting thing. 6 years ago, we had 0 real estate valuation reports. Has anyone bought any properties in the last 5 years? Only 1? 2, 3, okay. Anyone rented properties in the last 5 years? Okay, everyone has inherited the property from the family, okay. So basically this number tells us one thing. 6 years ago, we had an industry which was 0, which is all, in 2015, 2015, created 1.3 million appraisal reports. That is a $500 million market only itself, real estate appraisal market. There are around like 15,000 real estate appraisers in Turkey, which is turning the real estate into a data-driven industry. Okay, let's go back to the trends. So in REIDIN, in Zingad, we do cover 62 cities, 221 towns, and 1,083 neighborhoods. What we do about them, we cover the residential market, we cover the land, we collect data from the government level, municipalities, from the land registries, the ministries. Then we layer that information with our information partners. We work with GİODER, the REITs Association of Turkey. We work with the Banking Association of Turkey. We work with around like Remax, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Turyap, you name it. So we collect data from these guys. In addition to that, only in Turkey and UAE, we have a team. We do have a data research and data analytics team who collect data, process this information. In Turkish terms, we call it Ayşe teyzeleştirme. We call it making it relevant to the Ayşe teyze, Aunt Ayşe basically. And we analyze this information. What does it tell us? So what we do is we create heat maps. We land this information. We are the official real estate indices provider within Turkey and UAE right now. Central Bank of UAE licensed our indices to be the official index for the UAE government. So we provide data since 2003 back to today, basically monthly basis. We create 35,000 properties, time series data about properties. Basically, we look at the trends. As you can see, there is a 2008 crisis and a very promising real estate market. Then comes last 2 years. Then comes, this is an interesting thing. I always give this example. Why real estate? When you have 100,000 lira, 10,000 lira, 50,000 lira, doesn't matter, excess that you want to invest in Turkey, when you look at the data in the last 15 years, the most promising, highest return in investment asset, except last year, which is the devaluation of Turkish lira, as you all know, and along with all the emerging markets, it happened in Peru, it happened in Mexico, it happened in Brazil, it happened in Malaysia, it happened in everywhere in the world. Real estate is the highest return on investment asset class, is the highest promising asset class within Turkey for the last 15 years. So the biggest option, the most promising option in front of our citizens, around 80 million people, is real estate, and it is increasing. If you read the book on Mystery of Capital of Hernando de Soto, according to the analysis by the World Bank, there is around $9.3 trillion of asset value hidden to be waiting to be capitalized by title deed systems, real estate, bonds, mortgage market. So the hidden value within real estate has not been realized as a capital. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the capital. It can be a startup. I want to open a bicycle shop, for instance, and I have a land sitting there for the last 10 years that I cannot capitalize. So real estate is that important, creating capital for us. So let's continue. There is a direct negative correlation between the interest rates and the sales prices. We directly monitor this. We give this data to the Ministry of Finance, to the banks as well. So this is an interesting one, another interesting chart. It shows you the net percentage change within the absorption of the real estate market. So average is 5.5 in Istanbul, which tells you 5.5 properties, around 6 properties are sold among the 100 properties under construction right now. So if I build a property project of 1,000 properties, within 16 months to 17 months, I am selling the entire inventory. This is an unbelievable number when you compare to other countries. Within 16 months, I am melting entire inventory if I price it rightly. So there is a huge demand when you launch the right project in Turkey. So this is another one. The highest, there is a tsunami coming to Turkey. Last year, we have sold $5.5 billion of real estate to foreigners. We estimate that number will be doubled this year. We're also working on a project within the Gulf region about this as well, with the biggest bank of Turkey. And average number, average price, average size, selling to Arab nationals, selling to Russians, selling to British nations is increasing, and it will be most likely doubled in the next 2 years' time. This is the last slide about the trends. This is the official number done by a Japanese consultancy company right after the earthquake, the latest earthquake. 6 years ago, the construction code in Turkey changed. According to the new construction code, according to the estimation of the Ministry of Housing of Turkey, the estimated there are 18 million houses in Turkey. The estimation is 7 million of them, 6.6 million, around 7 million of them needs to be either strengthened or demolished and rebuilt. Repeat that. Either needs to be strengthened or demolished and rebuilt. This is urban regeneration. So we are estimating in the next 15 years, we need $300 billion of investment, capital, to rebuild 7 million houses in Turkey. This is not a need. This is not about demand. This is the official law in Turkey, requires these houses to be rebuilt because of the earthquake. Let's finish this one. Okay. And we have a market which is almost growing 18-20% a year. Let's look at the agents brokers market. We make money as Zingat. Zingat is a real estate marketplace as a data-driven. I'm just going to take this story from supply, now coming to the agents and brokers, our ecosystem. There are 180,000 real estate brokers in Turkey, mostly in this profile, not registered with the government. 30,000 of them do have actual registration with the government. They do pay tax. And around 2,000 of them are professionals. They spend money on the digital. They are listing their properties. They don't lie much. They lie, but not much. So every broker lies. So they have to, because there's no benchmark. But there is a changing environment within the real estate industry. There are 10 broker networks gaining momentum, market share within the world, not only Turkey. This is happening everywhere in the world right now. And this is the agents brokers. There are construction companies. There are 12,000 registered construction companies producing real estate today, as of today. Okay? There are 3 biggest associations. We work each one of them. And going back to the demographics, this is the demand. What makes Turkey interesting is the demand. What makes Turkey interesting for all of us, entrepreneurs, investors, is about this. The whole story is about this. So we're looking at this from my angle. We have a population of 80 million people. Around 49% of this population are 30 years old. From my angle, for real estate, around 96% of these people, of these 40 million people, they don't have a house. They live in a house, of course, but with their parents. They haven't experienced the process of buying a real estate yet. Around 40 million people, okay? 53% is below 35 years old. 92% of this population, they haven't experienced the purchase process yet. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the age group of real estate buyers in Turkey and around the world is around 25 to 55 years old, 70% male. The mean decision maker is female, of course, but there's a male population registering these properties. When you look at the numbers, our segment is A, B, and C+. On the C+, A segment, we have around 1.3 million people. On the B segment, we have around 2.9, around 4.2 million people. And on the C, which is the highest growth right now, around 7 million. So we are looking at a market space of 14 million potential buyers of real estate. This is demand. Supply side for the last year, around like 400,000 properties in Turkey. Okay? So you can compare the demand and supply gap. And of this 14 million people, 1.1 million of them converted into real estate purchase buyers at this moment. So we are looking at around 12 million people haven't experienced the full cycle of real estate purchase investment. I'm going to go very quickly on this. We do have competition. It was first real estate classifieds paper, then came to Craigslist, then comes to real estate portal cycle. So in Turkey, current property portals work like this. You have brokers listing their properties, demand comes in, jumps over it, and goes to the broker. What we want to do, what we're looking at right now, is what Zillow, Trulia, Rightmove, Zoopla, you name it. There are around like 15 portals doing this right now, putting the consumer in the heart of their business, not the supplier. So we are looking at the great product, data science, content marketing. These guys did it, property data analysis. We do at Zingat right now, we provide this level of data. If you go online right now, you can check it yourself. And we're looking at, there is a new trend going on in the world right now. not only providing consumer-centric real estate data and marketplaces. In China, in Japan, there are real estate marketplaces providing online transactions. This Sofun is the Chinese company. Last year only, they have sold 110,000 real estate online. To bid on a real estate, you have to pay $1,000 just to bid on real estate. So there's a kind of a new changing. Normally, real estate cars is a non-transaction marketplace. This is even changing right now. Okay. Let's go back to these demographics. You remember the 1.1 million people. They're getting younger because of the demographics of Turkey. These people, though, have questions in their mind. They want to have answers. They want to know, where should I buy? Where should I start? Should I buy a new home or a secondary home? Should I buy cash or mortgage? Should I go for this month or next month? Shall I wait? Is it the right time to buy? And right price. So how we answer these questions through Zynga? Basically, we believe in data and content. We have a really strong team coming from both data and classified businesses and etc. But the main core thing, what differentiates us from competition is our data, the data science. How we do that? We create heat maps. We are the first company creating heat maps at the neighborhood level. We analyze the neighborhoods to the extent showing you what is the average price of a real estate, what is the rent in that area, in the neighborhood, what is how many years you will get your money back, how many years it will take you to get your money back. We provide data, how many people living in that neighborhood, what their gender, education level, age group, you name it. So we are providing local level data, helping people to understand the properties that you are living is not only about the property, but about the neighborhood as well. We do have layers of information, air pollution rate, walkability analysis, transportation analysis, all traffic analysis, all the data that we are producing, we are just putting here. So we provide free valuation of properties. The most detailed valuation we provide right now is used by Turkish banks to value the properties and sell back that data to government, etc. We provide a range at this moment, and our agents subscribing to our system, Zynga, to list their properties, they pay us, basically. So they do get a very advanced report about every single property they list, a genuine property they list on Zynga. In addition to that, we do create different levels of innovative products. We are looking at life quality scoring. We create different indices, which I cannot tell you at this moment because we are going very live next week. And we are going over our mobile app is coming. There are certain new innovation coming in as well. Hopefully, I will be able to talk about it next year more. But we believe in content marketing. This is the third pillar of Zynga. We have a newsroom within Zynga. We convert each data into news items, articles, reports, infographics, charts, videos, you name it. Like we believe in the monetization of that data through free platforms and registering this information with other portals as well. We create videos, one video a day. Let me show you this one, it's a good one. Informative, and we push these videos from Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, and all this stuff as well. We share our information with different portals, currently NTV, MyNet, Ihlas Group, you name it. So we are giving our data for free to these groups, and in exchange we share our data, consumer data, cookies, IPs, retargeting, etc. We work with every single real estate network in Turkey. Currently we are over 1,400 subscribers. We are growing around 320% a month. We have around like 21 sales guys on the ground, and this is all done by face-to-face handshake contracts. We have just built a digital academy. We are also building a physical academy. We are licensing these real estate brokers. Our goal is to license around 1,000 brokers a year. There are around 17,000 brokers we are targeting by the end of 2018. We believe in the technology. We work with developers, which is let me talk a little bit about this. The new home market in Turkey is around 30% of the market space. So this is a very important thing. Along with the other emerging markets, what makes Turkey interesting about the new home market? So we are basically focusing on the real estate market, new home market, in a different angle, which we'll tell you more at the later stage, hopefully. We have an advisory board. We work with banks. We create bonds. And last but not least, We create products for the foreigners as well. There's a very big gap right now for the foreign buyers buying real estate in Turkey, knowing nothing about. Most of the Turks, unfortunately, don't speak English or Arabic or other languages. So we are also filling in this gap with not only filling that gap in Turkey, we are going to those countries and creating solutions on that level. And that's about it. Thanks very much. I have 5 seconds.